Welcome back to Faction Entertainment. Today, I will show you a science fiction and action movie from 2003 titled The Matrix Reloaded. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can keep up to date with all our latest upcoming videos. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and enjoy.
At the beginning of the movie, Neo dreams about Trinity, who is seen wreaking havoc into the Matrix on a motorcycle. Trinity tosses the motorcycle over a guardhouse where it explodes and skillfully shoots the officers and agents in duty. While in pursuit, Trinity gets shot in the chest and slams against a car. This wakes Neo up, finding himself anxious and confused. Meanwhile, Morpheus and another pilot named Link drive the Nebuchadnezzar over for an emergency meeting with all the other ships. On the other side, Neo talks to Trinity about his concurring dreams about her, and she then reassures him. During the meeting, Captain Niobe, pilot and captain of one of the ships named Logos, announces the presence of the Osiris. This pertains to an army of sentinels bound to search and kill every living being it detects. The Osiris is said to be on the move towards Zion and will arrive in approximately 72 hours. Commander Locke, who is in charge of Zion's line of defense, orders all ships to return to the city. Morpheus, on another note, asks for one ship to stay behind the Matrix and consult the Oracle before heading back to Zion. Ballard, the captain of the ship Katyushas, offers to take on the task. Neo, who has been listening from the sidelines, detects a suspicious activity nearby and checks it out. Outside, Agent Smith arrives and delivers a package to Neo through the guards containing an earpiece, along with a message that Neo set him free. Not long after, 3 upgraded agents barge into the entrance of the meeting place where Neo defeats them in a fistfight. He flies away and roams around the Matrix in search of Agent Smith. Neo's finishing attack from 6 months ago ended up deeply embedding Smith in the Matrix, making him a rogue program who is now able to duplicate himself and has proven more powerful than ever. The next scene shows the Nebuchadnezzar returning to Zion to recharge the ship. Another captain named Mifune comes to welcome the crew and escorts Morpheus to Commander Locke's office. Shortly after, a young man rushes gleefully over to Neo, thanking him for saving his life. Neo in reply claims that he did not save him and that the young man saved himself. The young man still thinks otherwise and follows the 3 of them on their way to the elevator. Inside the office, Commander Locke confronts Morpheus regarding his direct contravention and disobedience. Morpheus in defense explains the need to consult the Oracle, which agitates Locke. He expresses his disagreement and disbelief against Morpheus and the prophecies, but Morpheus persists and tries to convince him on the potential of Neo to save Zion. In the middle of their argument, Counselor Harmon, a senior member of the Zion Council, enters the office, discussing the message that he will deliver on the temple gathering that will take place. Commander Locke suggests that he tells the people what is happening, but with a level of discretion which Morpheus contrasts, out of strong faith for Neo and the fulfillment of the prophecy. Lincoln, the young man, stopped by their floor, leaving Trinity and Neo in the elevator. The couple immediately exchange a passionate lip-lock along with a playful and affectionate conversation. The elevator door opens just in time, revealing a number of people who believes in the prophecy. They offer Neo their goods and request for protection in exchange. Trinity then leaves first to allow him to greet them. Link, on the other side, comes back home to his wife. Z lets out her worry about him on being the operator of the Nebuchadnezzar, where his brothers Tank and Dozer were both killed. Link reassures her, and they finally reunite in a warm embrace. As the temple gathering commences, Counselor Hammond proceeds with an opening prayer, remembering all their lost loved ones and giving thanks for the lives that have been found. Morpheus also delivers the news about the movement of the Osiris, but follows with a positive declaration as he boosts the morale of everybody in preparation for the war. Everyone then cheers and gathers for a rave party. Captain Niobe shares a short conversation with Morpheus right before Commander Locke calls her. Morpheus and Locke glance at each other, indicating a slight tension regarding their personal affairs in the past involving Navy. The rave party goes on. Everybody indulges themselves in the joy of being human, including Neo and Trinity, who are seen having meat injection game after leaving in the middle of the party. Inside the Matrix, 2 men from the Kardashians receive the message from the Oracle and is about to return to Zion when Smith suddenly intercepts. Vane, one of the men, is ambushed as Smith takes control of his body. Smith, who now has Bane, manages to leave the Matrix using the phone line. Back at Zion, Neo encounters Counselor Hammond, where they briefly share their experiences with sleeping and the complexities of life in general as they walk together down the engineering level. The next day, The crew of Nebuchadnezzar are prepared to leave Zion after receiving the program to meet the Oracle. Z bids farewell to Link and wishes him luck with the necklace. Smith, who is currently masked as Bane, comes to them with an ominous remark which they don't seem to notice. The young man also follows, rushing to give Neo a silver spoon from one of the orphans. Neo goes alone to seek the Oracle and comes across Seraph, the Oracle's bodyguard. They fight Sarah, verifying the identity of Neo, to which he approves and brings him to the Oracle. Neo sits beside the Oracle on the bench, and she confirms to him that she is a program from the machine world, along with Seraph. This makes Neo contemplate whether to trust her words. Nonetheless, the Oracle tells him that he has got the sight a sort of premonition and is able to see it in his dreams. She also advises him that he can save Zion if he reaches the source, which is the machine mainframe. Although in order to do such, he is required to find the Kingmaker in exile from the machine world, who is currently being held prisoner by a very harmful program. Smith emerges out of the blue as soon as they part ways. He informs Neo of his supposed freedom as he duplicates. He attempts to take over Neo's body and regain his lost sense of purpose, but Neo retaliates. An agent in duty witnesses this scene and takes over a civilian's body, but Smith intervenes, managing to take control of the suited agent. Together, they go forth to consistently attack Neo. Neo tirelessly strikes back, fighting each one of Smith's duplicates using the martial arts he learned. Along with his developed ability to bend physical laws, he pulls out a pole as a weapon, intensifying his every attack against the duplicates. However, Smith continues to grow in number, and he is momentarily stopped from making any more movements. Trinity gives Neo a little boost, and he succeeds with an opening, taking the time to fly away in Zion. A council meeting is held. Commander Locke reminds the council of the seriousness of the attack from the Osiris and proposes to strengthen the defense forces. The council, however, displays their reliance on the prophecy and decides to dispatch 2 ships to assist the Nebuchadnezzar in the one. Captain Soren of the Vigilant and Captain Niobe of the Logos volunteer to the council's call. Locke questions Niobe for her decision out of upset and worry, but Niobe shrugs it off, hinting the end of their romantic involvement. Morpheus, Trinity and Neo come to meet with the Merovingian at the expected time and day to seek the Kingmaker. They enter a building with unusual-looking codes and further into a restaurant where the Merovingian awaits together with his wife, Persephone. They fail to convince the Merovingian to cooperate, but gets the attention of Persephone and promises to take them to the Kingmaker in exchange for a kiss from Neo. Trinity initially refuses, but they all eventually oblige. Persephone approves of the kiss on his second attempt and leads them to the Kingmaker as he comes willingly with them. They are about to leave, but is slowed by the Merovingian and his men. Among them are twins who pursue the Kingmaker, who ran away out of fear. Neo fights the rest of them. While Morpheus and Trinity chase the Kingmaker, Neo defeats all the remaining men, but does not catch the Merovingian. Trinity, Morpheus, and the Kingmaker, on the other hand, are still in pursuit, continuously driving away from the twins. Upgraded agents also meddle along the way with the intent of killing Trinity, Morpheus, and the Kingmaker, who are still identified as threats in the Matrix. Morpheus calls out to Neo for help and he comes to their rescue just in time. They all get past both the twins and the upgraded agents after much struggle with the aid of Nivea and her crew. Later, the Kingmaker tells them about the building where the source is located as they discuss their plan of action. The path is very secured and dangerous, having lots of doors, but only one special door leads to the source. Captains Niobe, Soren, and Morpheus and their crews join hands in accessing the door to the source and strikes in the Matrix by midnight. Nivea and her crew are in charge of shutting the power of the building. Soren and his crew are set to deactivate the emergency system. Neo, Morpheus, and the Kingmaker are to enter the floor to the source. Growing anxious of losing Trinity, Neo begs for her to stay out of the Matrix and accompany Link. Unfortunately, Sendal swarm over the ship could see is killing every one of the crew, including Captain Soren. Trinity is then encouraged to come to their aid, replacing Captain Soren as she destroys the building in order for everything to go according to plan. The scene routes back to the beginning, where Neo's dream about Trinity slowly materializes. Trinity arrives on a motorcycle, successfully destroying the guardhouse. She enters the control room and disables the emergency system, accomplishing the task of Captain Soren. Meanwhile, on their way to the special door, Neo, Morpheus, and the Kingmaker come across Smith. Halting their movements, duplicates of Smith emerged from every door and attacks Morpheus and Neo while the Kingmaker hides in another door. 2 duplicates of Smith tried to take over Morpheus, his body, but Neo stops them. The 3 of them make it inside the source, but Smith shoots the Kingmaker, causing his death. He hands him the key to the source, which only he could open. Inside, Neo meets the architect, the one responsible for creating the Matrix. He tells him that is the one he is an anomaly, an expected flaw in the programming. The architect has been expecting Neo to come. He goes on and tells Neo that he is not the first to be identified as the one, and that 5 others came before him. Neo also learns the truth about the lies of the Oracle. Most importantly, the architect tells him that out of all humans in the Matrix, 1% of the human brains rejects the programming. It is the machines who intentionally pulled them out of the Matrix and put them in the so-called human city known as Zion. Therefore, the machines are fully aware of the whereabouts and every detail about Zion, and that the city is bound to be destroyed and later rebuilt. Neo finally understands his true role in the process. He is offered the choice on whether to reboot the Matrix through the Source and choose 23 people consisting of 16 females and 7 males to rebuild Zion, or he does not, letting Zion be destroyed and kills all of human race. As it turns out in the current events, it is revealed that the 5 other ones before Neo chose to select the 23 people and rebuild Zion in the Matrix. Neo, on the contrary, chooses not to rebuild Zion for the sake of Trinity, who is about to be killed by the agent as shown in his dreams. His love for her prompts him to prioritize her safety rather than those of the entire human beings. Exactly like how Neo's dream progresses, Trinity jumps over the window while shooting the agent back. She has shot in the chest, about to slam onto the car, but Neo arrives and catches her. He takes out the bullet inside her and resuscitates her in program. She has successfully revived, and they share another passionate and longing kiss. They return to the real world where Neo tells all his learned information from the architect. Morpheus is puzzled and his face falls in disbelief. Before they even process all the information, Sinel's close in the Nebuchadnezzar and drops a bomb, destroying the ship. They manage to run before the explosion, but Morpheus is left devastated while looking at his destroyed ship. Just then, Neo's real body appears to have felt the presence of the arriving Sentinels and miraculously blocks them. Due to his encounter with the Source, he gains a new ability where he can wirelessly connect to the machines. He passes out, and just then the ship Hammer comes to their rescue. After a while rolling, the captain of the ship Hammer tells a group of men back at Zion about an incident with the defense forces run by Commander Locke's instructions. The defense forces' plan to counterattack the Sentinels fails as an EMP was triggered, causing the ships to be destroyed and kills most of the crew. Bane is seen as the only survivor. The movie ends with Neo suffering or comatose where he lies beside Bane, who is still under Smith's control, Loki hinting the viewers a possible sabotage on his part.
That is all for this video. Make sure to subscribe to Faction Entertainment and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.